Very good morning, very good morning. Yeah, we're back again with another video. This is the Quest Podcast. I'm your host, usiphosethu kamlambisa ugaba ucosho tithibo nosinga umntomnamba ngomsini umsuthu ngokwakhe. Yeah, I want to focus more today on the life of Prixley Isaka Seme, a man who founded the ANC in 1912. And I'd like to go back a bit where he was a 14-year-old boy who went to the United States and went to study there. And the mission was for him to become a black missionary who's gonna convert a lot of black people into this missionary. So it didn't turn out that way because he became politically conscientized in the States, where as a 24-year-old in 1906 he made a brilliant speech where in a debate in Columbia University, where he was speaking about the vision of South Africa, because there were so many people who were speaking about Africa, but they painted Africa in such a bad way. And he actually emphasized that Africa is where civilizations come from. It's not a continent you all think it is, but it's a very civilized continent, and which has a huge potential because of there are a lot of narratives, especially also from the black Americans there who are in the US. So this man Prixley was born outside Durban, a place called Inanda, and at the time John Dube was there also in New York, where he was studying theology. He was doing law, but he never managed to finish law because of he went to the Oxford College and he didn't manage to finish his law degree. So he came back, a man who came back around 1910 and started mobilizing and bringing African leaders together, the natives, to come together and create then what was called South African Native National Congress, which in 1923 was changed into ANC, and he became the treasurer, and then John Dube became the president at the time. So it was a counter to what was then a Union of South Africa, where after the Anglo-Boer War, which started in 1896 and ended in 1902, where the British won the war, and the natives of this country were in support of the British because they thought the Dutch Afrikaner were so, they didn't treat them well and they always wanted them to be slaves. So that's why they joined the British for the war, and the British won. And remember, at the time there were 4 colonies, territories, where it was the Cape Colony, and it was the Transvaal, it was the Natal, and also the Orange River Colony, which is the Bloemfontein. And those men in 1908, the Union of South Africa had a conference, I think for a year, and where they discussed that if they want to unite the country, they're going to split the capitals. So the Transvaal, which is around here also in Pretoria, it was going to be our administrative capital, and then where the Orange River was going to become the judicial capital, where there is the Supreme High Court, and also Cape, where it's going to be the legislative colony, where it's going to be the parliament, which is also there. So they created this South African Native National Congress so that they can be also included into this Union of South Africa, because of black people were marginalized a lot and they had no say whatsoever in the governance of the country. So they always made treaties, petitions to the parliament to complain about blacks to be there in governments, but others say it was not so radical up until in the 1940s, where the Youth League was founded, where the ANC became more radical. But the man Prixley sadly died in 1951, and he also became the president in 1930, where he came back, and the 1930s were not good for him because of he lost also. He was stripped away his izinto zakhe zobuloya. He no longer practiced as a lawyer because he was the second black man to become a lawyer here in this country. So it was taken away from him, those things, and it was sad for Yena. And he was in financial problems, and he was married to a half sister, Oga Princess Magogo, which they are related to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. That's why itumbi yakhe around 1980s was eradicated, and then they claimed as Prixley as their own. So I'd like people to read up more on the Prixley Isaka Seme, because he had a great future, and he's a man who founded ANC at the age of 30. So we must appreciate his legacy, and even though he was a flawed man, but we must appreciate his genius and bravery at a young age to unify Africans and create what is now the ANC. And looking at the ANC now, it's sad. I wish it can renew itself and become a better party that's gonna fight for the people and actually govern kahle. They must not fall in the trap where the Liberation Party doesn't last for 20 years or more, because if you look at the history, the liberation parties, they don't actually last longer. Just for example, our neighbors, the ZANU EPF, they must actually renew themselves and become better and hire on meritocracy and people who are competent and actually serve the people, and stop serving their masters, but serve them people, 60 million people, and there's a lot of high unemployment rate, and people continue to be in poverty. So we need ANC to become better, and then let's hope it will renew, or maybe another party to take and make people have a better life. That's my take. Hope to see you on another video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and press the notification bell so that you can get future videos. Peace. Love you.